Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 2 videos in one night. I know it's against the YouTube rules, but I don't care. I'm a rule breaker from way back. Look at me. Don't. I'm in the room formerly known as the Childs and currently known as the Lounging Production Office. Just dropping in for several reasons. One of them is to show you my delightful hairdo. The other one is to let you know it's freezing out there with Thomas and Samantha, and they were still in the tree. Thomas finally waddled off into the night. I'm wearing a Now and Again shirt that Katie got me. These Connie at Lake shirts are popular. A gentleman came in today and bought a couple. I made a couple sales today. I didn't do it. I mean, some people came and bought things. Yeah, I worked today. Amy asked me if I could open. She had an appointment. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about some pressing issues of the day. The first one is, it's not really that pressing, but Kate, we're celebrating Kate on Sunday. I have quite a bit of info, but I'm hoping to get more from her, so I emailed her tonight. Now, I wanted to tell you about, you know how I live for the Samaritans and all. For those who are new, I live for the Samaritans, generally speaking. And it's located in the parking lot of the Catholic Church in Connie at Lake. And for a while, I would come on and say, oh, yeah, the shirt was $0.25, and these pants were a dime, or whatever. Not really a dime, like $1, and all that jazz. And I really promoted them and wrote columns about it and all that jazz. Well, I'm a little bit upset with them because I called my neighbor lady. I'm not going to say her name. Her husband died recently, and so I didn't want to get into specifics with her. And we talked on the phone about her husband, and she was telling me how careful they're trying to be down at the Catholic Church because of the thing, you know, the alleged thing that's allegedly sweeping the nation. And I'm not going to say, you know, look, get a grip or whatever when I'm doing a condolence call. So I got to thinking, I don't know, a week later or something, and I decided to email and see if they would entertain the thought, the idea, radical as it is, of having maybe an hour a week for those who are unable to wear the costume. Mask. I know I have new people, but I call it the costume. For one reason or another. You know, there are legitimate reasons why people can't wear them. They have medical exemptions or psychological issues or what have you. And according to the HIPAA laws, people aren't supposed to be able just to demand your medical information or whatever. It's supposed to be private, which it really isn't, because let's look at this now. We have people naming names of those who don't wear the costume or telling on people, and it's just, you know, I get so frustrated over it I can barely formulate a sentence. The bottom line is, like, when I read so-and-so wasn't wearing one, I automatically think, well, gee, now I know that so-and-so has a medical condition. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You know, we can all know everything now, what's going on in each other's lives and this, that, and the other. So, my friend Patty, I know she wouldn't mind my telling you this because she wouldn't. She is unable to don the costume. And she's very, you know, it's really weird, you know, speaking from experience, to go into an establishment when you're the only one without one. You know, a lot of strange things go on. Some people are like clutch pearls. Other ones just, I think they get mad because, why do I have to have one and she doesn't? You know, the whole childish thing. And, you know, some of them go as far as to call a manager or a law official, like in cities and things like that. I don't know about around here. Moving on. Oh, yeah, I asked the lady by way of email if there would be a way for people to come in for an hour a week who aren't able to don the costume. I forgot to continue with that. And she wrote back and asked, could I wear a face shield? I didn't even respond. It's just crazy. I mean, I saw a guy coming out of the post office with one of those on, and it's hilarious. It's like totally open all the way around and with your right foot up and your left foot down. It's just, if people would just take a minute to think, but they don't. Or they're just really, really asleep at the wheel or something. I'm not sure why logically this isn't being thought through. The size of the alleged thing is way smaller than, it's microscopic. We've been through this a million times. I've written about it. I've talked about it. I've rented a blimp and flown it above the skies here in my town to, spread the word about it. It doesn't do any good. It doesn't matter that the packages on the back of the costume say that it specifically won't prevent what it's supposedly being used to prevent. So anyhow, moving along, Patty went into the Samaritans, and of course, immediate pearl clutching ensued. People were really freaking out that worked there. Hang on just one moment, please. I've got one cat hissing. Oh, my Lord. This is uncalled. Come on. I have Zoe purring. I have Bernie's just trying to get up here. Bernard. And Bernadette is so protective of me. She doesn't want anyone else. Come on. I'll try to get on with it, but if there's a cat fight, you know why. All right. So a gentleman held the door for her, and she thought it was just another customer, but it wasn't. And just people started landing on her right away. And she said, look, I don't wear one. And I don't remember all the details, but that's what she said. And then, hang on, let me think. I'm all frustrated now because of the cats. Okay, and so Pearl started to be clutched and whatnot. And she said, I will happily, stay the 6 feet away. I came in here to shop. I'm going to shop. She's very calm at the time. Of course, when she told me the story, it was quite animated, but I know how she operates, and she is just very calm, very loving, and all that. So she started to do her shopping. Next thing we know, another person comes out, and they're basically begging and pleading, can't you do this? Won't you wear the costume? And she said, no, I don't wear one. And they said, do you have a medical reason? And she said, yes. And here's what came next. I want you to keep in mind, Nazi Germany, as I tell you this. The one person literally turned to her and said, I need to see your papers. Yeah, your papers. That's how insane this has gotten, ladies and gentlemen. And she said, my papers, so then she kind of clutched pearls and said, my papers, what do you mean? Don't you know about the HIPAA regulations? People don't know. I mean, thank God several business owners in town know the story that you're not allowed to pursue that line of questioning. It's just outrageous. And so he kind of wandered off, or she, I think it was a lady, and the next thing you know, the lady who I had called originally came out and was just, oh my God, just gasping for air, and can't you do it? And I think they had a couple of them on at once, and a shield, a hazmat suit or whatever. It's just crazy. If you are that terrified of this, I'd recommend maybe not working in the public eye. Yeah. I could not believe, I was totally floored that they would ask for her papers. And people I've heard all my life, and I've asked this myself, how did people let that happen? Oh gosh, here comes Bernadette. In terms of people being loaded onto cattle cars and the whole 9 yards. And this is how. Yeah. In fact, there was quite a scare by the person with the mustache. They will, I swear, they'll remove videos for the strangest things now. In terms of scaring people into thinking that the group of people that he hated were somehow infected or germ spreaders or disease, whatever. It's crazy. I've talked to several people, lately, and one of them has a daughter that's just very much, she has that, I always forget if it's agoraphobia or the other one, arachnophobia. I think that's the spider one. Whatever one where you don't want to leave the house over this. And it's a little surprising because the person in question is kind of an alternative type medicine, I guess you'd say, or an alternative type person. You would think that by now they might have looked into the germ theory or something like that and maybe found out a few little things about it, but not things. So Patty told me this several days ago, and I've been wanting to share with you, so I decided to share it tonight. This is how it is. People give you strange looks. They give you dirty looks, glaring looks. It's out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. It's crazy. It's nuts. And I think it's only going to get worse on that note. So, yes, I will see you on Sunday for the live gig. I'm sure I'll do a video tomorrow, but like I said, I just wanted to pop in and send you my love. Memories remain. Send you my love. Roses never fade. I don't know. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Join me, join others, drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. And remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. War on invisible items is also a racket. I want you to think who benefits from keeping this going. Financially, in terms of controlling people, all of it. I think I agree with that Matt across the state from the Quantum of Conscience, or whatever, conscience, conscious. CONSCIENCE, I believe. People take downloads of some sort, and the mainstream stuff starts coming out of them, coming out of them, coming out of them. I don't know what else to think. I kind of think maybe everything is fake in the world, like we live in a fake reality. Yep. And remember who got me started on that was Mick, God love him, and he's, not into any of this jazz, but he gets me going. See, he stirs the pot, and then he remains in the normie category. That Mick. Okay, I'm leaving. I think, is there a cat? Oh, there's Zoe. You can't really see her at all. Sorry, but she is in love with me lately, but she decides to groom loudly on my pillow. I love her so. She's purring really wildly. Okay, bye.